Well, I found some information on Cora Guy. This Ypsilanti brevity from September 8th, 1925 says that E.R. Twist, I believe that's who it is, attended the funeral of Mrs. Cora Campbell in Detroit Saturday. Mrs. Campbell was formerly Mrs. Cora Guy of Milan, Michigan. Milan is about 15 miles to the south of Ypsilanti, and it's very likely that she is the same person as we are speaking of from the last diary entry. This says Cora Campbell was born in 1852, so she would have been 22 in 1874 when she was friends with Allie, but it's not a given that it's her. Maybe it's not. I mean, 22 is pretty old to be living at home, but this is the 1870s, so. Father's name is Oscar Guy. I'd have to check I know it mentions Mr. Guy in one of these recent. Cora Guy, Mr. Guy, and Ed. So they don't say Mr. Guy's name. Well, I guess I'll have to do a search on Oscar Guy. But I assume that's the same person. And then there are several mentions of Miss Cora Campbell. No, not Miss Cora Campbell. Sorry, that's after her death. These are mostly from 1923, a couple years before her death. Seems like she was just staying weekends or visiting with people in the Ann Arbor and Detroit, or not, the Ann Arbor area. There's a Mrs. E.R. Twist right there of Superior Township, which is near Ypsilanti. So we got that. Mrs. Cora Campbell spent Sunday with Mr. and Mrs. N.E. Twist. I don't know, I'm sure there's a longer name, but it's cut off in the caption. So yeah, she was friends with them, Mrs. Fulton, Mary Fulton and family. Spent Wednesday and Thursday nights with Mr. Sherman and two daughters in Ann Arbor. And that, of course, 26 is after her death, so I believe that's her. She became Cora Campbell. There's no mentions of the husband after 1923, and her death certificate states that she was widowed, so that would make sense. Frank Guy is the informant. Oscar Guy was born in Nanda, New York. Or wait, that's where Cora was born, as was her father. Mary Shippey was her mother. I guess we'll have to see. I believe this is her, though. So that's what would have happened. What month was she born? September 4th. So in 1874, she'd be 21 years old. And other friends of Allie were 20 and 21, so 21-ish. So it's not unlike her to know older friends, and I'm assuming Cora was probably going to normal college. Also,